This is Top of Mind.
I'm Julie Rose. Thanks for tuning in today. Fear less, fail more, and live bolder. So the question at the heart of our...
Hey, how was practice?
Good.
You guys have fun? Get your room clean.
Hi, Mom.
Hey, honey, how was yoga?
Good. Alexa, turn on BYU Radio.
It's great to have you along for Top of Mind today.
Dream big. Take risks. Don't be afraid to fail.
BYU TV app is the place to watch recent and old BYU sports games. Get your VOD fix on the BYU TV app today.
He is Jerem Jordan. I am Spencer Linton, and this is BYU Sports Nation. Let's whip it.
It's time for the Cougar Whip Around.
BYU announces its fall semester plans, which start August 31st with a hybrid of in-person and remote classes subject to trends in disease prevalence and guidance based on state and local government. After Thanksgiving, students will be encouraged to finish the semester from home. No decisions have been made about the winter semester. Face coverings will be required in all classrooms, university buildings, etc. No news as to how this affects the crowds at sporting events quite yet.
Golf. Kelton Hirsch of BYU Men's Golf named a Srixon Cleveland Golf All-America Scholar. That according to the Golf Coaches Association of America. Hirsch, currently a strategic management major with a 3.7 grade point average. Well done. He also recorded 2 top 20 finishes during the shortened 2019-2020 season. More good things ahead for Kelton. You know what I was just thinking about as we approach the best to wear it? I want professional golfers to wear a number.
It's too many dudes. Is that why we don't? There's like
probably
hundreds.
Because
in NASCAR they wear a number, but there's not over 100, right?
43. I think there are 43 cars that start each race.
That's it? Well, there are like more dudes outside of that participate or something.
Oh, he's in the 98 car today.
Yeah. Gotcha.
But with
baseball managers and coaches wear like Mike
numbers.
Littlewood has a number, doesn't he?
Yes.
It's Mike Littlewood's number.
Here comes Tiger Woods.
30?
Number 7.
Yeah, number 7. And then you'd say, I'm with number 7. That's how NASCAR.
Or maybe how many majors you've won. That's the number you get to wear on your golf. Like, so Tiger Woods would be 15.
And then they're all 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. That's a bad idea. That's a bad take. We do have a good take. It's called The Best to Wear. We're counting up to number 99. One number each show and determining who was the best athlete to wear each number at BYU today. We land on number 34.
Number 34, Fred Roberts is the guy. We had him on the show recently, and when he finished at BYU's second all-time leading scorer, he's now down to 9th. There have been a lot of good players. Fred was one of the best to come out of BYU in the early days, played 78 to 82. Top 20 all-time still in rebounds, assists, blocks, field goal percentage, among others. 2-time first-team All-WAC, 81 and 82, drafted in the second round by the Bucks, played in the NBA for a long time, 83 to 93, and then 95 to 97, 7 different teams. And in the 89 Eastern Conference semifinals, put up 33 points, guarded by Dennis Rodman for most of that game. He is perhaps, hard to find this out exactly, but the only player in NBA history to be a teammate of both Magic Johnson and Larry Bird. That's kind of fun.
Yeah, how many guys
Celtics,
played
Lakers.
with the two greats in that era, right?
Honorable mention, Noah Hartsock. Fun story with Noah. So Jimmer Fredette scores 52 against New Mexico in the semifinals of the 2011 Mountain West Conference tournament. I'm interviewing Noah after, and I said, what will you remember from this night? And he said, this is the night that Jimmer Fredette and I combined for 59 points. A great story. And then Lori Vreeken, 9th in scoring at BYU and BYU women's hoops.
Some of you are saying, what about Coach Sitake, number 34? You're right.
He was 34 as well.
He was number 34. It's hard to
be... As a player, yeah, he was a solid player. He's not one of the best to ever wear 34 at BYU.
It's hard to be
you know what I mean?
In that category as a fullback.
Right. Yeah, if he was the primary guy and he ran for 1,000 yards, sure.
Like, if there were a category of like, he led 10 touchdown scoring drives with the critical block at the goal line against Power 5 opponents, there's nothing like that.
He did against Virginia in overtime in 2000. I remember that one. Okay, coming up, Top 5 Tuesday, hidden gem performances.
And more of our favorite and your favorite, where were you when moments. Jeremy and I are going to give you ours, but tweet in yours. This is BYU Sports Nation.
First and 10, BYU. Wide receiver screen near side, complete to Simon. Simon to the 10, to the 5. Does he get in? He dives for the pylon. Where's the signal? No, it comes late. He scored. scored! There comes the touchdown signal. Micah Simon for 6.
Have a car wreck? Martin's Collision Repair.
The right repair, the right paint, the right choice. Martin's Collision Repair.
BYU Food to Go's convenient location at 2191 North Canyon Road in Provo makes bringing popular BYU foods to your next event easy. Everything's ready when you need it at the drive and load pickup. You drive in and they load no matter the weather. And stop in the on-site creamery for great BYU chocolate milk and ice cream. BYU Food to Go, bringing campus to your table. Call for details, 801-422-5001.
She didn't even bother to say goodbye. Do you really think she told me where she was going?
Forgery isn't perfect, but he could make a living at it. I'm giving him away so he never has to worry about money.
He's talented, but he's a risk. Truth is about what you do to get the proper perspective.
BYU Sports Nation is presented by the BYU Store, official outfitter of BYU fans everywhere.
Get to know the players, coaches, and some compelling fan stories by searching Deep Blue on the BYU TV app today.
Welcome back to BYU Sports Nation, live in Studio B. Jeremy Jordan, Spencer Linton here, and we have been discussing on our social media platforms our favorite Where Were You When moments. And it's time for Jeremy and I to give you ours as they relate to BYU sports. It's hard enough to start with the one where we were literally standing next to each other in Rice-Echo Stadium in November of 2006, Beck to Harleen.
Yeah.
That'll be hard to forget.
That was fun. I remember where I was. I was right next to you. We drove to the game together with Jordan Feinauer. So Beck to Harleen. So we are on the left sideline here. And, Beck does his thing and rolls to his right, finds this guy, and that was amazing. That was amazing. And I have told the story, but I dropped my lens, and there we are.
There we are.
There we are. Yeah, I dropped the lens because I had the camera, and I just watched it with my eye instead of shooting it. So that's why I'm not a cameraman or woman, because I'm not good at it. So props to our very capable and excellent camera people. So, Beck to Harleen, amazing moment. My mom is at this game. So my mom's a Coug, right? My stepdad is a Ute, okay? And they are in that end zone up like 15 rows right there. And so I'm just like up at my mom, I'm like, yeah, that happened. We're here. We had this moment, right? And you and I had that moment. You kept saying, oh my gosh. That was your reaction.
You can see in the spot shadow after that I just, when he throws the ball, I'm like trying to see around people. So I do like this little jump because we're like, who is he throwing the ball to?
Literally, there's only two people in that stadium that knew where that ball was going. That's it.
John and Johnny.
That's it. There's nobody else. And if you say otherwise, you're a liar. Okay, Tanner Mangum, the Hail Mary. So David and Blaine are at
Lincoln Memorial.
You are hosting Countdown, and I am, about to host the postgame show. I am producing said postgame show. And you are what, in the green room watching this?
I'm in the green room with Brian Logan.
And David Nixon.
And the emotions are high as this play is about to happen. And Brian's frustrations are coming out. He's like, why do we always come up one play short? So stupid. And then Mitch Matthews catches that ball. We went absolutely bonkers. Brian Logan is literally sprinting up and down the hallways.
And he's fast, dude.
Screaming at the top of his lungs. I'm hugging David Nixon. Then Brian comes back in after he's done sprinting around. We all hug, and then we run into Studio C, and it's just
to get ready for the postgame.
Jerem.
Yeah.
It was pandemonium in there.
Pandalarium's an inside joke.
With 200 BYU fans, including at History Geek 1776.
Who was there?
In.
Yeah.
I was there. I'll never forget it. That was just incredible.
So I'm on headset preparing our crew. We're sitting there the whole fourth quarter getting ready for the postgame. And I say before the play, I go, either we're never going to remember this moment or we will remember it forever. It's one of the two, right? If he catches it or he doesn't. So everyone goes, yeah! You know, there's like just everyone's. It's crazy. And one of our producers, Harrison Collier, goes, gosh, because everyone yelling in his headset. So he throws it down. He's all mad because everyone just screamed in his headset. He wants a certain level of professionalism that's absolutely warranted, except when there's a Hail Mary. You know what I mean? So that was funny.
Yes, and Harrison still struggles with his inner ear.
Okay, Cotton Bowl, Kansas State, 97. This is the 96 season. It's
Omar Morgan.
It's the only New Year's Six game, okay? When K.O. Kealui catches the would-be game-winning touchdown pass, right? Or what it was. I'm at Keith Brown's, Keith and Lisa. Keith is my step-uncle at this moment. He later doesn't become my step-uncle because my dad gets divorced the second time. Anyway, so Lisa and Keith have a baby that's sleeping, and we can't cheer. It's really hard not to cheer when this happens.
Oh, my goodness.
Fury's 13-1, trying to win this game. Come back. This is an epic game. KO's doing his – he caps off what he started the season with against Texas A&M with the game-winning touchdown pass, and then Omar Morgan with the pick. It was so hard not to be loud.
And I love the story there. I believe Ed Keel is involved there when he says –
Brian's older brother.
He recognizes the play and signals to Chris Ellison, they're going to run a quick slant here. Or sorry, not Chris Ellison, but Omar Morgan.
He tells him what's coming.
He tells, like, hey, be ready, and boom, pass is intercepted. That is teamwork.
Yes, and that's film study, and that's recognition, right? Because Kansas State's probably going to win that game. Omar Morgan doesn't pick that off. They're going to go down and score. They were ranked 19th. They were good. That's in the Cotton Bowl.
They were ranked 14th.
They were ranked 14th. Okay, even better. Like, that was a big play.
Yeah, I was in the basement of my home watching that, and I just remember my dad saying, now, Spencer, this is an exciting moment. But, I mean, it's you need to settle down. I was like, no, I'm going to go crazy for the rest of today.
Is that how watching games were in your home?
No.
Oh, okay.
Not typically. I may have gotten a little out of hand.
I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about your dad making sure it was.
I've been bouncing off the walls. I was a little out of control.
Because I don't know. Listen, when I'm watching a game, I want to get riled. I want to get mad. I want to get excited. You know what I mean?
The funny thing is, as he got older, he was the guy that became outlandish and loud.
Yeah.
And my mom was like, Kent, settle down. You need to settle. It's just a game.
So I'm at the pediatrician the other day, and this dude named Kent Linton is apparently a doctor nearby or something, and I'm like, hey, who is this? Is this related to you? That's your dad's name? Your middle name's Kent?
Yeah.
I'm like, who is this guy? So anyways, Kent Linton, whoever you are, you're getting free pub.
Oh, hey,
anyway.
what's up, man?
Okay, Jimmer Fredette. So what do you want to talk about? You want to talk about Gonzaga, New Mexico, which
okay, so the 52-point game, just because it's a really, really funny story.
New Mexico, semifinals.
I am sitting in the media / athletes room at the BNP Paribas Open, which is a huge tennis tournament in Indian Wells, California. And I am watching this game. I asked somebody to change it to whatever network it was on.
This is CBS Sports.
College
or
Sports.
CBS College Sports. Yeah.
So, and we've got a terrible feed. So it's like grainy and kind of coming in and out.
That's called SD.
All right. Not a great picture, but I am glued to this TV. And I no joke, I am sitting next to Novak Djokovic.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Wow. Who's in the news right now?
He and his coach and someone else from his training staff.
You watched this with Djokovic?
At the table next to me. They are not paying attention to this at all.
He doesn't care.
Okay?
Yeah.
But they are sitting next to me at the table eating lunch or whatever, and I'm watching Jimmer Fredette go off because I know what a tough matchup New Mexico is. Just pleading, hoping.
They had won both in the regular season.
That Jimmer can carry BYU into the tournament final, and he did it, man. 52 points. I was excited, But yeah, that's Novak Djokovic is sitting at the table next to me.
I've never heard that one.
And I could have cared less. I'm like, yeah, great. You're the #1 tennis player in the world. What's Jimmer Fredette doing?
I'm on the other end of the stadium, courtside. They put kind of excess media around the ring. And my wife, we had just gotten married, or we were about to be married. We were engaged. And she was a sports information director with BYU. So we were at all the same stuff. It was a really fun time. So, we sat next to each other during that one. It was just crazy. So it's like, all right, she goes off to work, I go off to work. But we enjoyed the game together. Okay, Lavelle Edwards, last game at BYU. So this is at Utah. It's 2000. We know this is the last game. BYU had beaten New Mexico the week before. And BYU just pulls off a miracle. It's 4th and 13, and Staley fumbled, but there's no review, which is awesome. Jonathan Pittman twice, and then Doman runs it in. And it's just this unbelievable way to end Lavelle's career. I'm in the stadium, on the opposite end of the stadium in the end zone. So I'm in the northwest part, and I'm just praying for a miracle.
Yes.
And somehow it happened, man.
I'm not one that's like, okay, divine.
Is that Kalani Sitake on the block there?
Yes.
Yep.
Maybe he was the best Torah, number 34.
Oh, interesting.
Because he preserved Lavelle's last miracle.
He wasn't better than Fred Roberts. Come on. We love Kalani, though. We love Kalani.
I'm not one that's huge on, like, divine intervention in sporting moments.
I don't believe that it actually happened.
Okay. But I legitimately, in this moment, was praying so hard that please let Lavelle win his last game. He cannot finish with the losing season, and it cannot come at the hands of Utah. It cannot be in this moment. Please.
It's such a slippery slope,
If
dude.
there is anybody listening in heaven, let Lavelle win this last game.
You're also praying that Utah loses.
I legitimately prayed, and I don't know that I've ever prayed like that ever in a game. That's the one game where I'm just like, I need, please, heaven, please. Just give Lavelle this. It wasn't even for me. It was like, just let Lavelle win.
This is such a slippery slope.
I know.
Because I don't.
I'm telling you how I felt as an 18-year-old kid.
Yes. And I'm telling you that I feel like Tanner Mangum had the perfect response to this, by the way. So after Nebraska or Boise State, he goes on the Dan Patrick Show, and Dan asks him an unbelievable question. I think Dan's really good at interviewing people. He says, do you think God cares about sports? It's a legit question, right? Like, we all think that God, like here, we believe that God cares about your life, right?
Yes.
That he's in the details. He loves you. Tanner said, I don't believe that he cares about sports per se, but I know he cares about people. And I thought that was the perfect response.
God cares about the individual.
Yes, that was the perfect response. If God cared about BYU football, BYU would have won a national championship since '84. You know what I mean? Like, if that really was the case, BYU would have won some ships. But he cares about the individuals, right? And that just happened to be, like, you know who calls it a miracle? The BYU fans. The Utah fans don't see it the same way. You know what I mean? And we have ignored, quote-unquote, miracles on the other side. Just be careful.
It was, no question. Yeah. I never got emotional during games. I was emotional.
You never got emotional?
No, meaning like crying.
Oh, like crying. I was like, what do you mean?
I cried when Lavelle won his last game. That was just...
Yeah, it was epic, man.
Unbelievable.
It was epic. Okay, coming up, rise and shout out to another Nacho Libre impersonation from the Kafusis.
And it's Top 5 Tuesday with some Top 5 hidden gem highlights. This is BYU Sports Nation.
BYU Store and BYU Athletics encourage you to be ready for the coronavirus. Be safe, be smart, and inform yourself and your loved ones about it. Be kind and support one another. Learn more about COVID-19 and the latest health advice from the World Health Organization at who.int.
Get outside with the ones you love and enjoy the open road. And the closed one. We believe in family, fun, and experiences that last. And we want to be there as you make new memories over and over again. That's why we're proud to carry the popular Nissan Rogue. Tim Daly Nissan Southtown. Family owned since 1968.
This is Top of Mind.
I'm Julie Rose. Thanks for tuning in today. Fear less, fail more, and live bolder. So the question at the heart of our...
Hey, how was practice?
Good.
You guys have fun? Get your room clean.
Hi, Mom.
Hey, honey, how was yoga?
Good. Alexa, turn on BYU Radio.
It's great to have you along for Top of Mind today.
Dream big. Take risks. Don't be afraid to fail.
I think the reason
reason people love Relative Race is because the show is so relatable to each and every one of us. Think about this. We have teams drive across the country searching for family members, but there are challenges that the teams have to complete before they're able to move forward. And really, isn't that the same for all of us? We all have this end goal in our lives, yet we all face unique challenges that slow our journey down. But when we finally make it, that final embrace is worth every single thing that we had to do to get there. Watch Relative Race on BYU TV or on the BYU TV app.
This segment of BYU Sports Nation, presented by Delta Airlines. Keep climbing.
BYU Sports Nation continues with the Daily Reminder. The show available anytime on demand via the BYU TV and BYU radio apps.
And Google BYU Sports Nation podcast, and you can download the podcast today.
Let's get to Top 5 Tuesday, presented by Delta Airlines. And so far on Top 5 Tuesdays, we've highlighted generally the biggest stars performing in the biggest games on the biggest stages. But today, we widen the lens and relive some of the best games from players other than Jimmer Fredette, Ty Detmer. We call it hidden gems, generally.
Okay, number 5. Perhaps you remember this one because it's so recent, but Kai Nakua against Boise State in 2015. BYU's coming off the Hail Mary. Kai Nakua has not 1, not 2, but 3 interceptions in this game. You remember the last one the most because it sealed the game. BYU just had Hail Mary Part 2 to Mitchell Juergens, and Kai almost takes 2 back. Here's the play where he picks it off, and Spencer, in this moment, that stadium was unbelievable.
Oh, my goodness. It rivaled Gennaro Guilford against Utah with that pick. When he scores, the place just, the roof blew off LaVell Stadium.
Because BYU could have kneeled it out, but there's no bigger gut punch than just taking that to the house.
3 interceptions. Kind of cool. Won that game for BYU.
Pretty awesome.
Whew. Number 4. Can I get a shout out for Luke Ashworth?
Oh, yeah, baby.
And his performance against Colorado State in 2010, Ashworth caught 4 passes for 117 yards. All 4 catches were touchdowns. How about that? Hey, what'd you do today, Luke? Well, I scored 24 points for my team. BYU routing the Rams 49-10 behind number 29, Luke Ashworth.
That was an incredible performance. Number 3, facing Utah State in 2002, BYU was down 34-7 at halftime. Enter freshman Curtis Brown. 217 yards in the game, 3 touchdowns, in the largest comeback in BYU history. He added 4 catches for 49 yards as well. BYU goes on to win 35-34. I was visiting some friends at Utah State. I was in the Utah student section rooting for BYU and watched this miracle in person, man. This was crazy.
It was 34-7.
Yeah.
The game's over, man.
My guy, Kevin Curtis on Utah State, from my neighborhood, he was amazing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
This was an incredible comeback. And to this day, the 27-point comeback, largest in BYU history.
All right, CB6, number 2. Our guy, C-Stu7, Christian Stewart at number 2, out-dueling Jared Goff, of all people. 42-35 in a win at California to end the 2014 regular season. C-Stu goes for 433 yards, 5 touchdowns, including that gem to Jordan Leslie, who caught 5 passes for 183 yards and 2 touchdowns. Christian Stewart, the guy threw 25 touchdown passes in 8 starts.
Yeah, that was incredible. That was incredible. And that kept Cal out of a bowl game, by the way. And the number 1 hidden gem, Chase Fisher, 2014. He sets a BYU program record with 10 three-pointers, 9 in the first half against Chaminade. BYU made 17 in the game. By the way, BYU made 17 in 4 games this past season?
Last season.
BYU won 121-85. Chaminade, what are they, D2, I think? Were NAIA at one point. So I don't care who you're playing, dude. 10 threes is unbelievable. 9.5.
SportsCenter's cutting into whatever live programming they had to talk about Chase Fisher's made 9 3-pointers in the first half. That's unbelievable. Yeah, 121. Woo! See Fish. Outstanding. Our elite voice of the day, presented by Sundance Mountain Resort, answering this question of the day. What's the BYU sports moment you'll never forget where you were and who you were with? At TFreck12 answers on Instagram. The BYU win over Miami. I was actually in the Seychelles Islands for work and called my mom in Utah to get the final score back when long-distance rates applied.
I remember calling cards.
The game was just finishing. I got a play-by-play of the final minutes, came home to a $400 plus phone bill.
Wow.
Totally worth the 400 plus.
Wow. Okay, today's Rise and Shoutouts. The Kafusis are obsessed with Nacho Libre, and they did a 5-minute video where they are reenacting Nacho Libre, Bronson and Corbin. I mean, these guys are giant humans, right? And here they are with their acting chops, wrestling, luchador masks.
I mean, baby oil.
I mean, these guys are busy as it is. They're both in the NFL. Mom's a little busy, right? Hitting each other with chairs. What is happening?
Oh, the
$400 bill, dude. That's epic. Worth it.
Our thanks to today's guest, Matt Brown.
Sorry to Dustin Pitta. No time. Conversation continues on the internet.
For Jeremiah, I'm Spencer. Shout out to Chris Ellis, and we'll see you tomorrow on BYU Sports Nation. Go Cougs and go Luchadores. BYU Sports Nation is a go in Studio B, your day-to-day BYU Sports.
We're not saying it. We're declaring it.
BYU fans everywhere. Wherever and however you're connected, welcome, friends.
Hi, I'm Kristen Chenoweth. Thank you for watching BYU TV.
Hey, it's Jeff from Jeff's Homemade Game Show. I've got a challenge for you. How many different flowers can you name? Shout them out loud. I'll give you 10 seconds. Ready? Let's play. Okay, that's not a flower. That's a vegetable. I'm just guessing you said something like that. Come on, we've only got 3 seconds left. 2, 1. How many did you get? Now imagine families winning actual money playing games like this. That's what happens on my show. Watch it on BYU TV or the free BYU TV app. Achoo! I'm allergic.
Maybe it's not what we go through. Maybe it's how we come through. Seeing ourselves and others differently. Learning new ways to live and be. Listening more deeply. All of us have been affected. Everyone has felt change. Maybe the biggest change can be